Welcome back to the Boss Mode walkthrough series. This is Chapter 7, Deserted Farmlands, Boss Mode. Unfortunately for this boss mode, we're in another situation of using selected heroes. I'm never usually a fan of using selected heroes, but this team here, despite the fact that I would have never used this team on my own, they're actually a pretty good team in terms of synergies. If you look at it closely, we see three beasts, Pygnius being one of them. We know Pygnius is good for a beast team. And then we actually have our healer with Augustus. So it's not a horrible team. It does require a little bit of planning and thinking about what these guys actually do with their abilities. Specifically with Augustus, you want to take note of what his strengths are. His strengths are obviously a single target heal. He does damage to demons, and he has the all-important Aegis Wall. So being that we have a bunch of Sumeis out here, that damage to demons is actually going to be really helpful. So just to get things off on a positive note, I like to use Smite just to kind of set the tone for it. And you see that it didn't kill him. We'll go over that towards the end of the video when I talk about my equipment and my runes. But that also is a testament to how well this team works, the fact that he didn't kill them. Spoiler alert, this is a 3-star video. So if you're curious how I'm 3-starring when a 2x demon is not killing a demon opponent, you'll see that towards the end. So overall, the big things to note about this dungeon, we've seen 2 iterations already. We know that boss poison is going to be kind of a big deal. We don't want to get poisoned by these guys, and we want to try and get as many hits as possible. When you use these predefined hero and team compositions, it's best to use as many abilities as you can. There's no point like the undead team saving them for a heal or a kill shot or something like that. So with like Manglejaw, if you have his fire attack up, go ahead and try to get a burn on those things. Using Burning Taunt on Pygnius is sort of risky in my opinion. I personally wouldn't use Burning Taunt on Pygnius unless you know that you're going to be able to heal him right away. Unless you got him runed up pretty well, he might take some nasty damage even though you're going against green enemies. So I knew that I was going to be able to heal him, so I was pretty confident that I'd be able to soak up that turn and then hopefully get a little bit of burn on them. That was my plan. In general, though, be careful about using taunt. Sometimes when you're running boss mode dungeons, they have those, challenge accepted traits where they're doing boosted versus taunting. A lot of times you just don't expect that, and it can one-shot your guys. So it's a little bit of a nuisance. Definitely check their traits before you go using it willy-nilly. You see there the Hog Wild attack. That's actually one of the other things that I like about this team. Because you have 3 beasts, you really hope that you get that 50% chance for a Hog Wild attack. When you get someone like Manglejaw going against green, that double attack is pretty helpful. And same with Julius. Julius, if he doesn't get touched through most of the fight, he has that rested damage as well. So it's very beneficial if you can get those extra attacks in. And obviously you can't count on it, but it is nice when it comes up. You could see me thinking for just a second before I choose to smite here. I was kind of determining if I wanted to use my Aegis Wall. There's 3 guys out there who are going to attack, and I didn't know if I wanted to taunt again with Pygnius, so I was really contemplating what I should do with Augustus. I found it would probably be a better idea to kill the Sumei so that I could use Aegis Wall on the next turn, just to kind of keep that handy if I needed it. Most of my guys had pretty decent health, so I wasn't afraid of dying per se, but there's always that chance that somebody could eat it pretty bad. Like if they all attack Julius and they have that extra bonus damage towards nature, you have to watch out for that. That's the one reason I was contemplating it. Now that we're in a room of 5, this would actually be a really good room for Aegis Wall. And then if you don't use that, you almost certainly have to taunt and hope that you can soak that damage. If this is your first time and you're having a rough go with this particular team, this actually would have been a great team to use a friend hero and just try and get rid of some of them before wasting all of your potions and possibly having guys die. I've said in previous videos, there's no shame in using friend heroes once or twice or even 3 times in a match. One of the most undervalued or under thought about skills with Julius is the monkey see, monkey do skill that I just did. It's actually a really, really, really cool skill. I'm a little bit sad that it always takes so long to actually charge up because it's really neat when you're doing a long dungeon. So like I said here, because I didn't have taunt up and all these guys are out here, I was a little bit worried about where the damage was going to fall, and I just didn't want to deal with them doing extra damage to Julius, even though he has a shield on him. If he gets a couple of bad hits, it's not going to be pretty. So getting just a little extra damage, I chose the shock just because I don't use him very much as far as campaign goes, and not many of my friends actually have Dagon anymore. But I thought if I could get a little bit of shock damage on them and just kind of help clean up some guys, it would be pretty solid. So we could see, even though we had a bank of Aegis wall there and had a shield on Manglejaw, and it was green versus red, he still ended up dying. That's kind of a testament to how hard these dungeons can be if you don't have your go-to team, and also why you want to bring revive potions. So even green versus red, they were still able to whittle him down. So you do have to be careful. So using this final room here, I already used a friend hero once. I'm certainly going to use another one again. The goal here is to clear this. Since I've gotten here with all of my potions, I'm feeling pretty good about where things are going, and I still have 2 Aegis shields up, which is actually pretty helpful. That's going to soak just a little bit of damage, so it's really just a matter of, can I take out majority of the threat before things get too dicey here? And actually, Julius still has his monkey see, monkey do, so he could do some extra attacking here too, just to kind of follow up from the other guys. So it's like I said, that's a nice skill. If you can save it for as long as possible, great. It really depends on what your plan is for this boss room here. If you're going to go the attack route like I've been doing here, notice he just followed up an attack from Manglejaw, and now I can use his actual attack, which is the Astounding Pounding, which is probably his strongest attack. And then it's just a matter of, can I keep these guys alive for these last 2 hits? So it's a matter, when I got to this point, I was determining, do I try to attack? I obviously can't kill both of them. So do I taunt or do I raise the attack of my guys? So being that I had the shield up, I thought taunt was a safe move unless they did some sort of a triple attack. I figured he was going to survive, and then this way here I can go through and actually finish things off without too much trouble. And it's actually kind of funny that they actually both run away versus getting killed. Not something that happens too often when I run my dungeons, because most of the guys are killed instantly. So unlike previous videos, we're not actually done yet. We're actually going to take a quick look at the runes. And this is sort of the part that I wanted you to see as far as why this team is actually a very, very good team. If you take just a little bit of a time to rune these guys up, I feel like the boss mode here is one of the easier boss modes that you guys should be able to get through. If all these guys are 5 or 6 stars, you shouldn't have too much trouble for a particular reason. Look at Augustus and his runes. Most of his runes, you barely see any stars there. 1 star, 3 star, 1 star, 2 star, and 3 star. Basically all garbage runes. These were runes that I wouldn't even keep in my actual rune bank. So the fact that he pretty much has trash on him is a testament to how well that team works. So even though he took a couple of shots here or there, it didn't diminish his healing or anything like that. He was still a pretty viable team member. And then the real shocker as we get through here, take a look at the next one. Here is Julius. 0 runes. We've seen this before. Manglejaw, 0 runes. And you may have guessed it, Pygnius, 0 runes. So, this goes to show you don't need powerful runes for every dungeon boss dungeon. So, with that said, that's going to end this video. We will be moving on to Chapter 8 from here. Feel free to subscribe. Let me know if you have any comments or questions, and we will address those as we get them. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch you again next time. Thanks.